Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Today we're going to explore a really interesting, mysterious claim made by an alleged Dead by Daylight leaker. There's a really bizarre situation unfolding right now, and a big thanks to Freddy Krueger for bringing this to my attention. I did some further investigation. I wanted to share this in a video. Freddy Krueger from my Discord server said, Schmuckles, someone leaked the Alien and Chucky chapter and nobody noticed. They said that someone leaked Alien and Chucky in this YouTube video right here. It's by a YouTuber named Mevo, so I went over to the comments to see what they were talking about. This video was published on May 27th, 2023, after the anniversary stream when Behavior Interactive confirmed that chapter 29 and 30 are both licensed chapters. This is a speculation video going over the possibilities for those two licenses. Someone named Ozul said, we're getting Alien and Chucky, you didn't hear it from me. Oh, and if anyone ever wondered about DBD's MMR system, fun fact, there isn't one. This comment was from 4 months ago before Alien or Chucky were officially announced by Behavior Interactive. I was like, how on earth did this person know? Did they possibly just guess? So I went over to their YouTube channel, I investigated, and they didn't have any videos posted. There was no subscribers. It seems like kind of a burner account, but it did join YouTube on December 20th, 2012. It's really strange that they knew the chapter, and it made me wonder if they're a leaker or they had some sort of inside source. There was no public leaks of either one of those chapters prior to the release of the chapter, so this would be like a brand new leaking source. The aim of this video is to really explore the possibility and probability that this person actually has insider information. In order to build a case whether or not this person has insider information, there's a few things that we need to consider. One is we need to assess the likelihood of random guessing. Like, what are the odds this person just guessed those licenses correctly? Two, we need to evaluate consistency. Like, does this person have at all a consistent track record of leaking information that actually came out to be true? Three, we need to consider the confidence level of this person. Like, they didn't actually phrase this like they're guessing. They phrased it as if they knew the actual chapters. And four, we need to consider alternative explanations that could explain how this person seemed to know the two chapters. So the likelihood of this person randomly guessing the chapters correctly comes down to this pretty basic equation. It's the probability of guessing Alien correct times the probability of guessing Chucky correct. I wanted to break down this probability into two different probabilities, the lower bound and the upper bound. The lower bound is the lowest possible probability that this person could have guessed this correctly, and the upper bound is the highest possible probability that they could guess it correctly. So for the lower bound, we're going to be plugging in numbers into this equation that's going to make it the lowest value possible. If it's a big L license, it's likely a top 10 license, so we're going to say that the lower bound number for the Alien guess is 1 in 10. For the Child's Play probability, Chucky wasn't even on that satisfaction survey, so it makes it really crazy that this person seemed to know that Chucky was coming into the game. So if we're talking the lowest possible probability of guessing Chucky, I would put almost every license in the satisfaction survey above guessing Chucky, because Chucky just did not show up on the survey. There were so many different movie licenses and video game licenses on the satisfaction survey, so it's really crazy to guess correctly Chucky. Excluding Alien, there were 62 licenses listed as possible movie or video game licenses from the survey. For the lower bound for Chucky, I think people could argue that all of those licenses are more likely than Chucky since Chucky wasn't on the survey. So just for simplicity, we're saying with no insider information and seeing that survey, the probability of guessing correctly for Chucky comes down to around 1 in 62. Our lower bound is coming in at a very low 0.16% chance. What this number means is, without considering any inside information or speculations or any news, other than the satisfaction survey and the fact that it's going to be a big L license, it's close to zero that someone would guess the two licenses and the order correctly. For our upper bound probability, which is the highest possible probability that this person guessed this correctly, I'm going to say that Alien was a top 3 frontrunner for this license. We're going to go off the assumption that we had kind of lowered it down to 3 possible licenses. It went Jason, Pennywise, and then Alien. So for the upper bound, we're going to say it's a 1 in 3 chance that you guess Alien correctly. For Chucky, Chucky wasn't on the satisfaction survey, but you could argue it's a big L license, it's a top 10 license. So for the upper bound for Chucky, we're going to say it's a 1 in 10 chance that you guess that correctly. That's a very generous probability, and we should be generous when we're considering the upper bound. The upper bound represents the highest possible probability that this person would guess this correctly. So after calculating the upper bound based on our intuition of the licensing space for Dead by Daylight, that comes out to a 3.33% chance that that person was completely trolling, lying, did not know the actual licenses, and fully guessed it correctly. That upper bound is actually pretty high, but I want to reiterate that almost nobody thought that this next chapter was going to be Chucky. And truly, that 1 in 10 probability that we gave to Chucky is still generous, because that doesn't really take into consideration if you guess Xenomorph correctly, you would most likely guess Predator for the next license. The 1 in 10 probability we assigned to Chucky is simply because Chucky is iconic. That probability did not take into consideration the fact that chapter 29 would be Alien. Some people would argue that out of the iconic licenses, that would make Predator more likely for 30, which means that Chucky's probability would go down. But we still gave Chucky a generous 1 out of 10 probability for the upper bound, which boils it down to about a 3.33% chance that this person was guessing correctly. And the second thing we need to consider is consistency in predictions. So that would be considering if this person has said anything that hasn't been public and actually came true. So I was like, if this person commented on this speculation video, maybe they've been commenting on my videos as well. So I searched all of my videos related to chapter 29 and 30 looking for this person and seeing if they commented. And shockingly, I found that they actually did comment on one of my videos. This was on my chapter 29 legitimate possibilities video. That is a video that I posted on June 18, 2023. So that's almost a month after this person initially commented on this video. The same exact user commented on my video. This was 4 months ago. This was before the announcement of Alien or Chucky for Dead by Daylight. And they said they're adding Xenomorph and Chucky and also adding new game modes. No confirmed date yet. I got a plug. So not only is this person going around saying the next 2 licenses in a very low probability situation of them actually guessing that, but they doubled down with that statement in my video too, which made me wonder, are we in a situation right now where there are currently leaks for Dead by Daylight in the comment section of speculation videos? I say that the consistency in the comments from this person is really notable. I think you could argue that this person made callouts that are beyond the realm of chance. And the third factor that I wanted to consider is confidence in timing. Like in both of these comments here, they expressed a lot of confidence. In the first comment, they said you didn't hear it from me, as if they're presenting it as a leak. And then the second comment, they said I got a plug, implying that they have an inside source. The probabilities that we calculated earlier in this video are actually the probability that they just guessed it correctly. But in addition to them guessing correctly, they actually present it as if they have an inside source before the information was confirmed. It's not a situation where this person is saying, I think that Xenomorph and Chucky are the next 2 licenses. And then we're like, oh my gosh, what are the odds that they guessed that correctly? It's very low. They're presenting themselves as a leaker and someone with inside information. So the confidence level alone actually adds to the argument that this person probably has an inside source. The last thing that we have to consider is alternative explanations for this. The probability that someone would have guessed this correctly is somewhere between 1 in 620 and 1 in 30. Now, I've posted so many speculation videos and I've had way over that number of comments. So you could argue that if enough people roll the dice and enough people guess, somebody is going to get it right. You could make the argument that based on the upper bound probability that we calculated, if over 60 people guess the new chapters, at least one person's going to get it right by sheer chance. But the way that they worded this, they did make it seem like they had an inside source. This was before everything was public information. Using all this information from the investigation, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think this person has an inside source of behavior and this is actually like some brand new leaker that we've never seen before? Because nothing was leaked publicly about this chapter from DVD Leaks or any other source. But this person in the comment section of my YouTube channel seemed to know the next 2 chapters. Either they have an inside source or they kind of just trolled really confidently and happened to get it right. Which one do you think is most likely and why? We're definitely going to keep an eye on the situation too and see if any new information comes out about it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. That does it for this video. Goodbye.